Hi everybody and welcome back to Nellie Ruth Designs. Today I'm just going to be working on a little bit of ephemera for the Cozy Critter journals. And I have some already made up, and I'm finding that it's easier for me to, if I have to make 12 of something, to make them, or 8 of something, make them, and then I have the second set all set and ready to go, which is it's a nice time saver, and I don't bog everybody down with an hour video. So I have these little pockets that I created out of a piece of book page, and I will show you again how I fold them. But before I get started, I want to thank everyone for joining in. I hope you're enjoying this Cozy Critter series. It's a very cute digital set, and I'm enjoying it. So I want to continue and show you some ways to embellish your books, pages, as well as pockets that, maybe you haven't thought of. But what I have to offer is nothing new. So, but I want to thank you for joining in, watching, and commenting. I really appreciate it. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is just remind everyone, and if you're new to this style of pocket, I stuffed some last night. I didn't sleep well last night, so I was in my craft room from I think midnight to 1:30. But these are sweet little pockets to use in your book. And I just want to, I'll do a little refresher course as to how you fold them. I had to go back and look at the video. It had been a while. So you can take any book page. I'll take this one here and carefully rip it out of your book. And you can always, if you you can do this with any size book page. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to fold it over where, and sometimes if you put it on your grid paper, it works out well. You're going to try to match these up somewhat. I wouldn't say match them up, but maybe kind of make them level with each other, or two peaks. Think two mountain peaks side by side. Then you're just going to rotate it just a half of turn here, and then you're going to, I always fold this side in first. You're going to fold this side in, then you're going to fold this side over, and I only fold it right to the edge here, and then you take it and you tuck it inside the front pocket. And then you'll see what I do on these. This is open. You want to remember to glue that, so when you put your tag or your journaling card inside, it doesn't punch out the bottom. So that's a pretty easy and simple way to make these fun little pockets. So I'm going to set the ones that I have done, I'm going to set them over in the side. And I'm not going to show you what they look like because it will be fun to create these from scratch here. I'm just dividing them. And remember, I have 4 journals that I'm working on, so I have to make 4, enough for 4 books. So we'll start with this one first. And again, it took me a while to decide how, this is the one we're going to be working on. It took me a while to decide what I wanted to use. And I just think for me, it's easier to gather all of the supplies off camera. And that way I'm ready to go and I'm not holding you up. So I'm trying to use my washi tape a little bit more. I think it was in my last video. you saw me using washi tape on some of the pockets. It's just, I love washi tape. I don't always remember to use it. So I thought it would just be fun on these little pockets here. So these little pieces are from a die cut. This is from a Tim Holtz die cut that I have, and I can show you real quick. I have a whole little set here, but this comes with these little leaves come with a cute little Adirondack chair, and you get leaves with them, and I really enjoy using these leaves. I've used some of these in the journals on pages, and they just kind of remind me of a snowflake, so those are fun to use. And then I know you've seen these die cuts before. This is all part of the Tim Holtz. I can't tell you the die cut name. I don't remember it. But very pretty, delicate leaves. All different shaped leaves. So that's what and I cut these out last year. I like to use a lot of my scrap paper with these. And then I can just pick and poke and pick things out that I might want to use. So that's where this here comes from. So, and the other thing I wanted to do with these pockets, I really wanted to try to get over, I have a mental block about using round circles. And I really like the way that I've incorporated them with these pockets. So I forced myself to step out of my comfort zone and use the round punches. So, all right. So the first thing after you make your pockets, you want to decide if you want to use washi tape. Some gals use rickrack. Some people will use paper that they've cut. You have scrap papers. You can also, trim them out with scrap paper. You could trim these out with some lace. Whatever project you're working on, you can trim these out however you would like to. All right. So, but I decided I wanted to use washi tape. So, and I pulled all of my Christmas washi tape. And all I'm going to do this one last, this here, because I want to wrap it on the bottom here. So I want this to go this way. And I'm just going to tuck that under there like that. And then this will wrap around. And you want to remember, so, and I guess maybe it doesn't, this is almost like it's upside down, so you can see where the bottom of the stalks enter. So I want to keep that consistent just with this one. You don't have to. I'm kind of particular when it comes to these little details. I guess it doesn't really matter, but it matters to me. And I forgot, this is the washi tape. This is old, so it does tear apart. I don't know if I have enough. I guess it really doesn't matter all that much. That covers it there, just that little tiny bit there. So sometimes it becomes a little bit brittle, and I showed you in my last video how to unroll it so it doesn't tear like this. And you'd think that I would take my own advice. So I'm going to put this at the edge of my desk so I can get a clean tear for that bottom. All right. And then this is where, before I add the washi tape here, because I want to wrap underneath, I want to make sure this is sealed on the bottom. And I want to make sure I don't have any difficulty here. So I just add a little bit of, just a little bit of glue. I don't know if you can see it on the bottom there. Glue that down. And then I'm just going to add this part of the tape. Because if you add this first, then you won't be able to glue the bottom. It'll make it a little more difficult. All right. So we're going to put this here. And then we're going to add I like the black on this because I do have some black pages in the book. There's some black pages, so that all coordinates. And this here, you can have them, because this will be in the middle of a page. You don't have to worry about it hanging over the edge. It's not, when you fold the book or the page, it's not going to get all crumpled up. So you can have some things overlap. I think you'll see that on some of the others that I make. These here you can bend a little bit because they are, it's not a real heavy cardstock. So you can shape it around your circle a little bit. So make sure this is glued down. Yeah, I just couldn't sleep last night. My husband and I watched a movie. I started watching a movie yesterday. I'll put it in my description. It was really cute. It was called The Big Wedding. And it was with Robert De Niro and Susan Sarandon. And let's see, who else? Of course, one of my favorites, and for the life of me right now, I couldn't think of Susan Sarandon's name last night. I think, I'm telling you, it goes back to that concussion I had. Oh gosh, help me out here. She played the bride, or the mom and mother of the bride, with Steve Martin. Oh, and I just love her. Annie Hall. Come on, Barbie. Isn't that awful? I'm telling you, I think it's that concussion I had. I seriously have to call my doctor. Who played Annie Hall? You're all yelling, screaming. I know you are. Yeah, terrible. Diane Keaton. That's it. So it's Robert De Niro, Diane Keaton, Susan Sarandon. It was a really cute movie. So we watched that last night. Okay, there's the first one. We watched that last night, and of course I had to have my popcorn. So let me just show you really quick the pockets. So you'll have a pocket in the back here. See how that slides right in? This will be down on the page. So you can have a pocket here. And then I'm going to pick some scraps. You can have a pocket here. And you can have a pocket right down here. So it holds 3 journaling cards or tags very nicely. And you can add more to it. You know, if you have a taller, you can add a couple different things. And these are really nice. So when you want to journal, you can pull out your tags. And if you use these as a December daily, I'm going to be adding the days of the month. So you could always put a day of the month on each of these, and you could journal and make your notes for each day. So there's the first one. So I made my popcorn last night, and unfortunately I was silly and I shouldn't have had the Coca-Cola because we're going to use this one here. I love this against the white paper. And I did not pick out, I'm going to have to pick out, which I'll do that after, some foliage to put behind this. So, I shouldn't have had a Coca-Cola. So I went to bed and read, and I had to sit up in bed because I just didn't feel good. I overloaded my system, which I always do when it comes to popcorn. I really do indulge. Actually make a pig of myself. Because I make way too much, and whatever I make, I eat because I do love popcorn. So when it rolled around to be midnight, I got up and I took a couple Tums and I went back to bed, and I laid there and I said, I can't do this. So I got up and came in my craft room, and I'll show you what I did between midnight and 1:30. I worked on these pages here. So I got this done here, and I left this open. So if you want to put a photo in there, let's see if I have a little square. I'll just show you this. You can put a nice photo in here, okay? You can slide a photo right in. So you can cut like I said, you can cut a photo down and slide that in there. And then these cute little snowflakes I have in my Etsy shop. I had cut these out. These are die cuts off of my Cricut machine, and I really like them. So I added that, and then I just glued this money holder together, and I have these little cards. I just added this little, I also have some Mrs. Coggs Crafts Christmas sayings I printed out. I'm going to add a Christmas saying there. And then I added this pocket here. And then I cut these. I'll embellish. We'll do some journaling cards, but I cut these out for journaling cards. So that's what I did between, oh, and I added these. I added this. I went ahead and made these pockets here. So I got that one in, and I added this one. So that'll be nice for letter. And where's the others here? Let's see, what else did I do? I added this one. And I added the washi tape here. And I have to add that one yet. Where's the other ones? Oh, I added this one here, which is fun. So that's a nice pocket in there. That I have to cut down a bit. I was starting to get tired at this point, and this one is a top-loading pocket. So we'll be able to put, you'll be able to put something down in here. I might make a nice tag, or I'll do a tri-fold piece of paper, or you can just put whatever you want in there. And I think there was one more. Oh, this one here, and this has a side pocket here. And that was it. And then I called it quits, because at that point I was getting tired. I could have worked on these, but I wanted to save these to show you these little cute little pockets. So hopefully tonight, I'm going to put that like that. And I want to add a little bit more green to this one. Hopefully I will sleep better tonight. But I won't be having popcorn and soda. I'm supposed to be cutting back anyways. But can't have a movie, can't watch a movie without popcorn and soda. So, all right, so let's see what we can do with these. So if we put that one there. Kind of like that one, the variegated. And on this side, let's see, I would keep it kind of simple. All right, I think I like this because it has a tint of the dark green, which goes well with the black. So I think I'm going to, maybe I can use this in the upper section as well. You could turn that upside down and have it come down that way. I like it when things overlap a little bit. I could cut this one off a little. Have that go like that. Yeah, that adds just enough, just a little bit of interest. So I've been thinking about my mom today. Today is my mom's birthday. Let's see. She would have been 102 today if she was still around. She passed away when she was 98 and a half, and she had a nice life. Oh, come on, Barbie. So you see what I forgot to do? I forgot to get the bottom here. But see, I just lifted this up a little bit here so I can get that washi tape. I thought it looked awfully bare, awfully white. Good thing I caught that. There we go. Now that looks better. Yeah, she was born in 1919. And I find it interesting because look, I did the same thing on this one. Must be the way my brain was working, but have no fear. I can tuck that because there's enough room under here. That's why I love this little paddle. See that? There. Golly gosh, isn't that funny how I did it on my original one as well? Well, this must be a little piece of glue or something. I'll get that off. I can get that off with a little dry erase. That's silly. That'll come right off. Okay, so that one is done. That's a pretty little one. Silly. Okay. All right. So, red polka dot. And the reason that I don't glue this down first is I just want to make sure that I have, in case I have to take it apart for any reason, I can. So I hope everybody is staying healthy. I spoke with my girlfriend today. I haven't seen her almost all summer. Her dad had a really bad accident. And her cousin, he hasn't been doing well for years, but she's been traveling back and forth from her hometown out to Syracuse, New York. And her cousin recently passed away, but she is sicker than a dog. And we all know how sick some dogs can be when they get into trash, when they get into things they shouldn't be in. But oh my goodness, we were able to catch up a little bit. She called about my son to see how Michael's jaw was. And she sounded terrible. And she said she's had this for almost 2 weeks now. And my son has it. He came home at noon today from work. Everybody at work said, go home, go home. So he came home, and I told him, you better stay home. So I had a lunch date. So I met my girlfriend out. And where we live in a very touristy area. There's, come Columbus weekend, everything shuts down. And we thought, well, we originally wanted to go to a cute little ice cream parlor. And then she had called. I said, you better call to make sure they're open because they have cut their hours because they can't get the help. And we really wanted to go there because they've got a really nice gift shop as well. And I usually try to get some Christmas gifts there. And sure enough, she called me. I was just heading out of the house. She has to come a little bit further than I do. And she said, no, they're closed. She goes, they have a handwritten sign on the door. She goes, I don't know what's going on because I called. They said they were going to be open. Well, probably they didn't have help that came in. So here's one of those really pretty leaves. And I cut this one out of gold. I thought that would be really pretty there. Now, if you don't, the other thing is if you don't cover this here, this is another little pocket where you could put, I don't know if I have any. You could still put something small there, but then you're covering up the whole design. That's not fun to do either. So we went through one town and then we said, well, you know what? Why don't we swing into the Sagamore Hotel? Maybe, maybe the Sagamore will be open. And we pull up and they have a gate. You have to go through the gate and there's a gatekeeper. So I roll my window down and I said, well, we're here for lunch. And he says, sorry, they aren't serving, only for private events. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I said, you know, this is the second time you've turned me away this summer. You wouldn't let me eat here this summer, and now you're saying I can't come in and eat again? He says, nope. So I told him, I says, good thing I'm not married to you. I says, because 3 strikes, buddy, and you'd be out. So we had to move on. We couldn't go there. And we just kept driving, but we know this one pub that they're open all year. So the minute I walked in, I'm like, thank you for being open. So we had a nice lunch there. It was fun, but the time went fast. And then I came home. Isn't that cute? Then I came home and started on the video. But it's another beautiful day here. Just sunny and bright and beautiful. Okay, we're going to use gold on this one. So I hope you are crafting along with me with these cute little pockets. I hope that I'm maybe giving you a few little tips on, you know, what kind of embellishing you can do on these pockets. I'm sure it's probably nothing you haven't seen before, but everybody has their style. But with school back in session, a lot of people are getting colds and they're getting sick. So when I go into a grocery store, I do throw my mask on. I don't want to bring anything home to my son. And of course, his brother has been staying away from him because he doesn't want to give Michael anything. Patrick's got that bad cold and cough. Okay, so this here, these are the flowers that I had made smaller. This is from the digital kit, the Cozy Critters. And I condensed these, made them smaller, and then I ran them off. I kept copying them, and then I ran them off on a contact sheet style. So I was able to get maybe 12 on the sheet. And then I just cut them off. And if with these here, these were actually on the side of the paper. So even though they got cut off, I still cut them out because these are perfect to use in applications such as this. So if you do a digital and it gets cut in half or a quarter of it, don't throw them away or don't think you can't use them. Because like I said, this is just a nice way to use them at the edge of something. So don't think that it's a waste or they're ruined or say, well, that's silly, I can't use those, because in actuality you can. And this as well is from the Cozy Critter Digitals, this little pine cone with the same flower. I don't know if I shrunk these down or if this is the size that is on the page. So there I can't, if you're wondering, I can't help you there. I can't answer your question regarding that. Just trying to get this down towards the bottom here. And this one I want to just measure because this is going to hang over some. And remember, it's not at the bottom of the page, so this can hang over a little bit. So we're just going to go from here. I just don't want to get glue on that part of it. It's going to hang down and over. Push that up a little bit. There. And this is a little Tim Holtz from his little Christmas ephemera packs. And it's just a little tag that I thought would tie it all together. Yeah. And this one you can. So here with a small pocket, if you want to use one of Tim Holtz or any other little, you know, if you have something little like this, you can stick it in there, that little shiny bright, or this here. You can stick it in there. It wouldn't cover too much up, but I like to keep that bottom one open just to show the design. All right, so we have that one. We have two more. And this one, I'm going to use my Wink of Stella brush, and I can use it on some of those others as well. I don't know if you have one of these, but these are a wonderful, fun, little enhancing tool. So I'll show you that. How that is used if you don't have that. And I don't know if they make, I should look to see if they make, you know, other colors. I think this is more of just a clear where, sorry, where it just enhances and gives everything a little bit of, I call it crystallization. But it really does add a nice touch. And I'm going to go, after the journals are all done, I am going to go through and use my Wink of Stella on much more in the book. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do this first so it has a little bit of time. Well, I'll do it afterwards. I'll get this on here. And this one, I like to use these little pens, Zig Memory System. And this you can just dot, you just squeeze, you can see where the fluid is in here, the glue, and you just squeeze this a little bit. And this is really good for fine work like this. And it holds really well. I use this a lot when I do my scrapbooks. And I use a lot of Cricut items that I cut out and I use on my pages. A lot of times I have to use these on the letters. So I want to make sure that the writing is where you can read it. Okay, we're going to get that on there. And then, so what I do is when I have something like this, I place a piece of paper over it, and then I just take my Cricut paddle and I just make sure it's down well. And then that way I don't, if I were to do it like this, I could catch one of these little things here, and I don't want to do that. So I make sure that's down. Okay, so we'll put this on next, and then I'll show you the Wink of Stella. I hadn't used that in a while too. It took a little bit to find it yesterday. Going through my drawers, and buckets. Okay. So you're going to, I'll put this on in just a minute, but you're going to shake this. And then this, I believe, is the silver one. Can you see the silver? And then you're just going to paint. And it has a nice fine tip. So see, you can just follow the lines down. It's probably my husband. Yep. All right, we're going to let this dry. And I'll be right back. Yes, that was my husband. He's so good. He always calls when he leaves the quarry or see if he needs to pick anything up at the store. So that's always nice. So this is, I think you can see it. And you can see it on this one. The Wink of Stella. Let's see if you can see. You can see it glitter. So it's just the way the light hits it, and it adds a little bit of glitter and shine to it. So that's what that looks like, and I really do like using that. So that is the silver, and again, I don't know if they make it in a gold or if they have other colors, a clear, but like I said, that's the silver, and it just gives it a nice little shine. All right, so that one there with a little bit of, and if you had stickles, you could also use your red stickles, and you could make these berries, make these red. The stickles, you just really have to make sure they're dried really well, because they do have a tendency to smush. And I have stickles. I'm not a big fan of them because I don't have the patience to let them dry. And I squish them. All right, so I want the last one. I want to use this holly berry again. And what do I do with the holly berry? Here it is. And I think we have just enough to use on the holly for the, and this one I'm going to lay down this way. And I am putting this at the edge of my desk just for the fact that I don't want, like I said, this is an older one and I don't want to rip and tear it. I'm just going to clip a little bit of that away so it doesn't stick over the edge so much. I don't know where today went, though. It went by very fast. I took the girls for a nice walk this morning. It was nice and warm. We had a little bit of rain last night, but not much. It's not going to put a damper on anything for outdoor activity. But Friday, it's supposed to rain all day. Saturday is going to be a good crafting day for me because my husband, he's going with my best friend's husband. They have to go to New York City to pick up her mom. Her mom's flying in from Puerto Rico. And they're leaving at 4 a.m. in the morning to go down to JFK and grab them. Her and her stepdad, her mom and stepdad. So I'm going to be in my craft room super, super, super early, and I'm super, super, super excited about it because I am going to have a really good morning, and I want to get these. My goal is to get these done by the end of the day on Sunday, so I can do a final flip through, and then I can get them listed in my Etsy shop. And again, these are the snowflakes that I cut from my Cricut machine. I have 2 sets. I took one out and I'm using one. So I have 2 sets available in my Etsy shop as well. And I just love these. I cut these out on a damask, is that how you say it? Damask paper. And it's super shiny and just very pretty. This is the one I have on here, and you can see the pattern. And I have all different sizes, and I really need to cut some more for when I start doing my winter, just a whole scrapbook page with these hanging around would be so pretty. So those are in my Etsy shop. My girlfriend asked me, she goes, "How is your Etsy shop doing?" I laughed. I said, you know what? If I just had everything everybody wanted, it would be perfect. I said, at this point, my selling ability, I couldn't sell a tropical vacation to an Eskimo. So I think my days of posting in Etsy are coming to an end because it's just not worth my time. Let's see. So I was thinking about putting the icicles. I think I'm still going to do that. This one you can see I have, this is December. But I think because we have the snowflake, because you always have icicles when you have snowflakes. So I'm going to keep that one here. I just think that's adorable. And this is a little Tim Holtz saying. Let me try to center that. There. And there you have it. Aren't these adorable little pockets? I'm going to move this out of the way. Let's move all of this stuff. All right. So I'll just do a quick run through of what we did. We have these 2 here so you can see, again, the pockets. So this will be on your page and you can slide a card right in there. I'm going to put one of these cute little envelopes in each one. It's almost like filling candy bags for, might put one of these in here, which is fun. You could use that in the, book somewhere. So I want to add some extra ephemera so you can play and have some fun too. So we have that one there. And then we have, let me bring them all over. It's like, come on in, everybody. And then we have this one here with the airmail and the special delivery. So we have that. And then we have this one here. I think this is one of my favorites. It's just so pretty. I just love these flowers. And we have that one. And then we created this one today with the leaves the 2 leaves that are just lacy and pretty. They kind of look like snowflakes on there. We have that one there. And then we created this one here. They're all so unique. You know, like I said, snowflakes, they're like snowflakes because each one is different and unique. So, and that I'll be able to get off. I'm going to use my magic erase on that. So I'll let you know how that comes out. I don't know how that happened. And then this one here. This one here, I used the beige one. This one, I used the black one, which I really like. So yeah, there you go, my friends. These are our little ephemera pockets for today. And I thank you for joining in. Have a great night, and I will see you in my next video. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.